Gulp.
Hey! They changed the raptor! Something I happen to know because I have the original CD version of the game. I actually have it right here with me. Uh, the picture of the raptor in the O has been changed for the re-release. Why? I don't know why, but it has. Oh, did you need a story for what's going on? Well, too bad. It's in the manual, which I also have right here. So, last time I had a botched attempt at coming up with some kind of unifying theme for the playthrough. This is Turok Dinosaur Hunter, if you can't read. The theme I've come up with for this one is confusion, and immediately the pistol, getting the handgun right there. That's not a secret area. Something I have yet to do in this game, as far as I guess completion goes, is find all of the secret areas. There's some Steam achievement for that, and it bugs me because I'm a checklist guy. But right there, you see, we go off the beaten path to get that pistol, and then there's another handgun after only one enemy. Why? I don't know. But alas, introductions are in order. We are playing Turok Dinosaur Hunter, which is noteworthy for one thing and one thing only. It was one of the only what the populace at large decided was a good shooter in which dinosaurs were your enemies. Because everyone watched Jurassic Park and wanted to shoot them in a Doom clone. Back when we called them Doom clones. Something I happen to know about before I forget is, for those of you who want to know, the Nintendo 64 version of the game is actually the original. It was ported to PC after the fact. And the PC port is weird, much like this re-release. And a keen example of that is this area right here. This entire room with this little temple where the key's inside, that was not in the original game. This is completely new for the re-release. I have no idea why. It just is. And I happen to know that because originally the little the wall that I'm about to climb up to get the auto shotgun, which again it's hidden so early in the game, and I still don't think it's considered a secret area, or is it? Let's find out. A message will pop up. Ah, it is a secret area. But here's the auto shotgun. Why is it here this early? I have no clue. But, in any case, back to it. What is Turok? Dinosaur Hunter. Evidently, the things I know about this game are very little outside of the game itself and the material I have with me. Apparently, this was part of some bizarre advertising campaign involving Shadow Man and naming your baby Turok. Okay. Sure. Look, man, I just played this back in the day because it was one of the few gory games I was able to play on the Nintendo. But I decided to pick it back up just because, hey, you know what's not gotten a lot of traffic? He infamously says before immediately looking it up to confirm that, oh wait, it has gotten way too much traffic. Anyway, I wanted to do a playthrough of Turok 2 because it's the game that people are actually more familiar with, but they don't realize it because of a certain weapon that's in it. But my me being me, I can't do the second. It's sort of like the AVP scenario. I want to get to AVP too, but I don't. I would feel. What would the term be? I would feel weird if I didn't do the first game to kind of establish a basis for what happened. Now that one, I'll try and do a live recording of during gameplay. By the way, we're in a portal zone? Let me pull up the manual here really quick. I could have sworn they had a name for these little sections, but I was unable to see if it was. The manual, by the by, also has the story for the game, if you wanted one, to kind of give a little bit of background information. Turok is actually based off of a comic book. So much like AVP, I'm 2 for 2 with the comic book based shooters. And it's a comic book that I believe actually extends all the way back to the 50s or the 70s. And originally it was just it was not it was just kind of a novelty Native American main character deal. And eventually it morphed into this, where he goes to the fictional... Let me, because I have a manual, finally get to, here we go, the introduction. Because let me tell you, it's a shooter. Nothing is really happening. I'm picking up health, and playing on hard difficulty, I'll have a little diatribe about that, but introductions are in order. Forgive me. We need a proper basis. The Lost Land. A world where time has no meaning, and evil knows no bounds. Torn from a world long gone, the time-traveling warrior, Turok, has found himself thrust into a savage land torn by conflict. An evil overlord known as the Campaigner seeks to shred the fabric of time and rule the universe using an ancient artifact known as the Chronoscepter. The Chronoscepter was shattered thousands of years ago in an effort to keep it from falling into evil hands. The Campaigner has constructed a massive focusing ray, which he plans to use to magnify and pervert the power of the Chronoscepter in order to shatter the barriers between the ages and rule the universe. Turok has vowed to find the 8 pieces of the Chronoscepter spread throughout the Lost Land and put an end to the Campaigner's evil plot. The Campaigner has amassed a terrifying army to stop him. Turok must face not only ferocious velociraptors, but vile aliens and other terrifying beasts, all bent on scorching him from the face of the earth. The first rule of survival is know thy enemy. But the second edict, know thyself, assumes greater importance as Turok struggles to understand the fatal forces that have brought him here, and what he must do in order to meet the ever-escalating threats that lurk wherever he looks. To learn more, you must enter the world of Turok Dinosaur Hunter. For more about Turok, visit the Turok page at http blah blah, that doesn't exist anymore. So there you go. Saturday morning cartoon show plot. That Chronoscepter, by the way, is going to lead to one hilarious ending. At least it is to me. Because one of the things that I found I enjoyed doing in AVP is putting the game on the hardest settings and then kind of trivializing it. So we're going to do the same thing here. What does change on hard difficulty? Well, normally, those of you who've played this game before, who are bothering to watch this, you may be confused that certain enemies are not dropping items. Well, that's what changes. Normally, most of the they're called poachers, by the way. Oh, and I got confused by that, because, hey, you can blow up trees, isn't that neat? Anyway, the thing that changes is enemies will no longer drop items. Normally poachers would drop a +2 health pickup. It also changes, obviously, enemies deal more damage, they have more health, which is also why you're going to see me ignoring a lot of velociraptors, which are not actually velociraptors, but hey, Jurassic Park called them that, even though they were Deinonychuses. funny enough, I think 2 or 3 years after Jurassic Park came out, they actually did discover a dinosaur that would fit the appearance in Jurassic Park just fine, and you could actually call them raptors. They are Utah raptors. Something that the reboot of Turok corrected. Back to what I was talking about earlier. We're going after the Chronoceptor. Turok is the son of stone. And this is not the first Turok. Turok. And his name is not actually Turok, it is Talset. And I know this because in the sequel, they make a point that... his name in the sequel, I think, is Johnny Fireseed. He becomes the next Turok after Talset. Bye! Oh, something else the manual talks about is the ability to hunt. Even though, well, that term is kind of vague in this context. Anywho, you hunt boar and deer with an automatic shotgun that doesn't make any logical sense from a firearm operation standpoint. I mean, the drum extends outside of the receiver. Where are the shells being whatever. It doesn't, I don't think any of the guns are based off of anything real. I tried to think about what they closely resemble, and the pistol kind of looks like a Beretta 92. It kind of looks like another gun, like a Steyr G3, not G3. What the hell is that thing called? I can't remember. But none of the guns make any sense. And later on, I'll get into this much later, but there comes a point where the fast weapon switching is going to stop because this game suffers from, and I can't believe I'm saying it suffers from this, but it does, the too many weapons problem. But for now, we're mostly just relegated to an auto shotgun that you can't change to regular shells, which means I'll put it away until I need it. Why is it like that? And then, again, the theme. There's your first assault rifle chance to get. Not a secret area. But again, why is it like that? Why can you not switch between regular shotgun shells and explosive? Yes, the explosive shells are better. That's why I want to preserve them for when I should actually use them. But no, you can't switch. It's whatever. Probably because it's on a console and they didn't know how to put a control that allowed you to switch between them without messing something up. It's the same problem with the tech arrows, actually. You cannot switch between tech arrows and regular arrows, although something odd I also discovered is that regular, normal arrows for your bow are extremely rare. I went through all of the because here's something funny. The normal, non-explosive arrows that Turok can fire with the bow, normal, non-explosive arrows, actually have a greater damage potential than the explosive ones. There's a critical hit system associated with it, and there'll be a time later on where I can make a visual note of it, so that way you have something to see. Boy, oh boy, Turok, going through this game. I don't know what to say other than what made it noteworthy other than hunting dinosaurs. Well, outside of that, nothing really, except for the gore. And this is a no. On the PC version that I'm holding in my hand, oh, for goodness sake, it says M for mature. Where's the box? There's the box. Why is it M for mature? Let me see. Animated blood and gore, animated violence. Now, I distinctly remember, and this may be, obviously, I think they call it the Mandela effect, where you swear by something and then you find out it's completely wrong. But I distinctly remember the Nintendo 64 version of the game being T for teen. Or something along those lines. And immediately, oh wait, I've already been here. Each level has 2 of those portal zones. that Turok can go into. And what are they for? Well, they're for items. Little bonus stuff. Oh, they... Playing through it on hard. That's what I was going to talk about. It kind of became... The decision, because I'd never played it on hard before. I'd always just left the difficulty alone. And playing through it on hard, I think I die once. No, that's not true. I do die multiple times, but I fell off a cliff and I didn't want to keep it in. Because when you die, you lose something that's important. Is you lose the backpack, which lets you carry more ammo. Did I mention this game has a live system? You've probably been wondering why on earth I'm picking up all these Triforce pieces. Those are called life force points. I kid you not. The manual says as much. They're called life force points. Collect these to add up extra life force points. No, thank you. If you can collect 100, it's ridiculous. Turok is awarded an extra life. Now, unfortunately, we're at the end of the level, so I got to cut myself short. What I will say is there's a couple of things that I really like about the way the game is set up. A couple of things that are strange, which carries on with the theme. So let's unlock level 2, and see you guys then.